should young players or youth team players, should they specialise in a particular position? If you play right back, should always be a right back or
well,
left back?
and this is again another one that's one of those that's contentious, right? Is that there's so many schools. There's a couple of schools of thoughts. The people and I have flip flop between those schools of thoughts. But then again, and the most, especially in football, I can't speak for other sports, but in football in particular, the one position that's the most contentious is what? The goalkeeper, right? So you have a kid who just wants to play goalkeeper. All they think about is being a goalkeeper. Why are we telling that kid to go play in the field? I don't understand that. I genuinely do not understand that. Like, that's not for us to do. If that kid wants to be a goalie, let them be a goalie. Now, if the kid wants to do both, we absolutely should support them. We should not stifle them and say, no, you know what? You're the best goalkeeper in the team. We really need you as the goalkeeper, so please can you be in goal? Again, it goes back to the accountability piece, the ownership piece. Let them own it. Let the kid own it. Yes, would it benefit the kid to know a couple of positions? Yeah, absolutely, right? It would be good for them to understand the different dynamics of what it's like to play as a centre mid and what it's like to play as a striker. Sure. But if someone's good at something and they want to do it, why do we have to make it so difficult? Like, I don't understand the rationale behind that. There is none.
So,
in my opinion.
So currently, I'm reading My Turn by the late great Johan Cruyff.
Sure.
In here, he talks about his time as coach of Barcelona, which started this great culture at the club.
Sure.
Of keepers playing out from the back. The keepers apparently in the late 80s, early 90s, the keepers being part of their 11, and as a player was breaking new ground. Apparently, he used to get in training matches his goalkeeper to train out on the left wing, because he was to get loads of balls into his feet, and that would practice. That would encourage him to be part of the game and allow the defenders to push up and dictate play from that side of the pitch.
So, and that's a great point. And this is where we have to be very, very, very conscious of the environments that we're dealing with. For that elite level that you've just described, because that's an elite level, right? No one's paying to play for La Masia. Everything's paid for, and you're looked after when you play for La Masia, right? So you're a professional, right? And so in order to develop professional players, you have to put them in various circumstances and situations that will enable that development. So in that situation, Johan Cruyff was an absolute innovator and a genius, right? And what he did with Victor Valdez and that enabled the culture of those guys like Victor Valdez, etc., to flourish was spot on. But if you're talking about a grassroots level, you're not comparing apples to apples, and so that's where we've got to be really very conscious of what we're comparing with what, because in a grassroots level, which is what I was sort of referencing there, let the kid play, because it is 99 point 4 or 5% chance that they won't be pro. So if there's the 99.5% chance that they won't play pro, let them enjoy every single moment of them being a goalkeeper, right? But if you need to play at the elite level, if you need to be at the Barcelona level, yeah, you need to be put out as a left wing, because you need to know how to adapt to that environment. So again, it all comes back to the environment that you're in. It all comes back to what is it the end game is. The end game for Victor Valdez, or whoever the keepers were at Barca, right, was to learn to play out from the back under pressure against Real Madrid in the biggest game in world football, right? That is different. That is a different outcome than when you're looking at little Johnny or little Carla who are trying to learn how to be a football player, who just want to be in goal and have fun, right? And become a good goalkeeper. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Different criteria.
Absolutely. So it's very specific to the environment that you're in. And as frustrating as that can be sometimes, because you don't have one model answer for everything, you have to look at the environment. You have to, what's the end game? What is the end game for grassroots? What is the end game for elite? And that's how you plan on it, right? That's how you base your planning.